Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is NBL Free Agency Market Watch. Another day in the books and a bit of a bigger day than what it was yesterday. 4 names linking with teams as we head towards NBL 21. Boys, hello to you.
Hello, Cam.
What's going on?
I'll tell you what's going on. Liam said to us, I reckon 6 weeks ago, Ruben Tarangi, South East Melbourne Phoenix, which automatically, Homicide, as we know the way he works, we just jotted into the black book, and today was made official. 2-year deal for Ruben Tarangi after a year where he got stuck on that bench at Brisbane. Homicide, this is good for Ruben Tarangi. This is good for South East Melbourne Phoenix.
Definitely good for both parties. He needed a change of venue, a change of scenery, and he got it. You know, he got little to no playing time last year, and this is a guy the year before got 2 of the biggest awards you can get individually, which is Most Improved and Sixth Man of the Year. So I expect him healthy, hungry, and ready to prove that he is a big-time player in this league.
It's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out because there's a risk-reward element. I mean, I like it. As we said, you got to try and find value in the marketplace. This guy was clearly undervalued for what he can do. He's still only 25. I flagged in the write-up today. He's younger than Sunday Detch.
Unbelievable.
This guy did. I mean, it was 2 points and 1 rebound a game last year. 3-point percentage from 46% in that award-winning season down at 27% last season. It was a massive drop-off. How much of that was Brisbane, Lamanis, the situation? How much of that was Ruben Tarangi? We're going to find that out because South East Melbourne have played money ball. They've picked him up for not a lot over minimum, which is a great value signing. And now they're going to put him out there and let him play. And they're hoping that they get Tall Blacks Tarangi out there at small forward.
And you think he'll start, right?
I do.
Yeah, cool. I tell you what, you both know that I'm a racing guy and a bit of a every now and then a gambling guy. And there's a saying in racing, forget last start, and you can find excuses for it. That's how I see Ruben Tarangi. Forget last season. Let's focus on the one the year before. And obviously wins 2 awards, famously says 1.5 words at the NBL Awards night. Short on words, big in game 2 years ago. Hopefully it's the same as we head towards South East Melbourne Phoenix NBL 21.
Here's my worry, though. My worry is what was the outlier last season with regards to his shooting and his offensive output, or the year before? He was never, over the course of his career, where he won 2 titles and things with New Zealand, he wasn't a knockdown shooter. And then he had that season after working with Mick Downer, and he was knocking down absolutely everything. Regressed to the mean last year. Does he come in back to that guy he was the year before?
You said it, risk v reward. Talking risk v reward, and a guy that had a great year last year, Sunday Detch. 3-year deal, third one's mutual, ends up at the Adelaide 36ers. I think they want to start him at the 2. Homicide. You like it?
I just think regardless of where he starts, he's going to be a really good fit for that team. You know, he has got some experience under his belt. He showed everybody he can play in this league. He can score a bit. Defensively, that will primarily be his job, and I look forward to seeing him do well with the 36ers. Well deserved. You know, you play your behind off, you want to get rewarded for it, and he got that. He got rewarded for it. So now we saw what he can do. Now can he take it to the next level?
Yeah, he's certainly going to get that chance. I think he's going to fit well with Coach Henry. We know he wants to come in and step things up defensively there in Adelaide, so Sunday's going to play a big part in that. And his offensive game has really developed. He needs to keep knocking down that 3 ball, which he did at times, especially late in that season. 33% from the field last season, needs to pick that up for sure. But if they put, like Corey flagged a couple of weeks ago, if they put a bucket-getting, high-scoring import next to him in that backcourt, and then you've got guys like Dylan and Tease and Giddy and Madronya, all those guys coming off the bench. But if it's Sunday and a bucket getter to start, you can definitely make that work.
All right. Hey, big shout out to you as well, because I know I speak for myself. I think you as well, Liam, have been calling him Sunday Deck. You have given us the correct pronunciation on nbl.com.au. It is Detch. Apologies, Sunday, and congrats, man, 3-year deal. He played well in the second half of the year last year, as did Sam Froling. Injury interrupted rookie season, got an opportunity second half of the year. He's now parlayed that into a 2-year deal. I'll start with you, Liam, because he spoke glowingly of how excited he is to be working under Brian Goorjian.
And so he should be. You know, Gorge, as we know, has a long history. He's been away from the league for 10 years. But prior to that, a long history of developing young talent. And this was a must-get-done deal for the Hawks. I mean, you lose Glover, you lose Detch. Who of these young guys are you re-signing? And it really was never in doubt, as I understand it, with Sam Froling. And he's locked and loaded to step up into a big role this year. Early most improved player candidate. Very early.
Well, his second half of the year, as I said, was great, Homicide.
Yeah, it definitely was. A lot of potential, a lot of talent, some really good footwork, super tough, goes up really aggressive to finish, not laying it up, finish to dunk. Love his aggression, and to be under the GOAT. There's only one way this thing is going, up. Great signing for the Hawks.
Look, and really good. We spoke about Emmett Nair last week, of course, Greeter yesterday, and then, of course, Froling today. So they've been able to not get everyone, as you touched on, Liam, been able to hold on to a core of these young guns who have been around that program for a couple of years. All right, David Barlow, no surprise by what team he signs at. He's back at Melbourne United, 1-year deal, almost the ultimate professional league, and he's a workhorse, Homicide, and he's someone that is going to make a huge difference with his strength and his veteran nous to be able to get this team going, because his last 2 years have been really good.
You know the best thing about David Barlow, right? I mean, his body's incredible. You're talking about 17 years playing professionally. You know what I mean? So you know, and on top of it, you know what he's going to give you. You understand? He's going to come and play hard defensively. He's going to make the high percentage play. He can knock down the 3-ball. He stretches the floor. And, the ultimate professional and leadership that he brings, I mean, it's a no-brainer to re-sign him back.
How good's Dave Barlow? You really got to tip your hat to that guy. 17 years pro, as you say, Corey. He's going to turn 37 before this season starts, and we won't blink our eye for a moment if they roll him out as their starting power forward and have championship aspirations along with it, because he just keeps himself in immaculate shape year after year, continues to reinvent himself and what he can do. We know he's an elite post defender. He handles his business down that end, can also step out and switch on a guards and stay in front of the ball. And down the other end, third in the league in three-point percentage last season, behind Daniel Kickett and someone else. And so he just keeps getting it done. Now, last year, third in fouls. So that he struggled with that a little bit at times, just kind of keeping himself on the floor. But what better pro for Jack White to learn from day in, day out on the practice floor and on game day than Dave Barlow? And it was an absolute no-brainer re-signing.
When constructing a roster, it must be so much easier to do it around the power forward position when you're looking and you're like, how do I put this together? How do I go and get what type of imports? Obviously, Jack White, as we touched on and you mentioned again, but David Barlow, you know what you're going to get. Defensively, he's a beast, and you're right. No one will blink an eyelid. If he starts, we'll be like, yeah, fair enough. If he comes off the bench, we are going to not blink an eyelid and say he's going to come in and give them big minutes. So you know that the dependable way he plays his basketball for so long must make it a lot easier and less of a headache this time around for Melbourne United, as has been for what? How long has he been there? Well, he's been there over Melbourne Tigers and then into United since then. So it's much, much easier. All right. Big shout out. I don't give shout outs often. I think it was Nick, who really right now the only person around the country that last night gave us the old hashtag NBL Overtime Free Agency Market Watch hashtag. So Nick, my man, love your work. Anything else before we do get out of here? After you left us with a kind of a, just lobbed it up there into us last night around Lamar Patterson. You got anything else for a Liam?
No, I think that's just still hanging up there. No one's tucked it in yet.
Yes. Didn't that take us by surprise, Homicide?
I hear something's coming tomorrow.
Oh.
I hear something is coming tomorrow, so I look forward to tomorrow morning.
You're gonna give us a day specific. Wow. What time? Like if I get out of bed at midday, or this thing have already broken? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you do, Cam? You get out of bed at midday?
Oh, I wish. Do you know how busy I am right now? I got out of bed at 11 a.m. today. It's killing me. Get involved. We'll be back tomorrow. Hey, NBL Rewind with Leonard Copeland as well. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Plenty to get into. More free agency news on the way. We'll see you then.